Hi, I'm Elena, welcome to my channel, and today I want to do something a little bit different because I love book clubs. I especially love online book clubs because I think it's so nice that just anyone can join. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter if you're disabled like me, you can join from a distance in a way that's very comfortable for you. I'm going to focus today mainly on online book clubs you can follow through Booktube because you are here on Booktube, meaning that you are probably willing to participate in something like this through Booktube. The book clubs I have found focus mainly on books that you can also find on my channel. There are so many more book clubs, but I just selected a few that read the type of books that I also read because you're watching a video on my channel, so I assume that you have a sort of a similar reading taste to me and that these book clubs will work for you. I will leave all the information on the book clubs, playlists, groups, announcement videos, anything I can find on the book clubs. I will leave all of that down below. So unless you're watching this video way later than it's uploaded, it's all up to date. And I am sure that these book clubs will still exist even if you're watching this video a bit later. If some of the book clubs don't exist anymore, I'll update in the description so you kind of know what you can expect. So I am the host and co-host of two book clubs, one book club I've been hosting since 2019, and that is the Dutch Classics Book Club. I'm sure that you have heard me mentioning it in my vlogs. This is a book club on Instagram that I started through Bookstagram. This was before I had my Booktube channel, and we are just a group of Dutch and Belgian people who like to read classics. Unfortunately, that is not as accessible because we talk in Dutch, but if you're Dutch and you want to read classics, I will leave the information down below. I am also a co-host of a book club that is international, and that is the Fierce Women Book Club. I host this together with Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf and with Kate Howe from Kate Howe's channel. The Fierce Women Book Club is a book club where we read biography, memoirs. We've also read a selection of letters by women from history who had a chronic illness or condition or who have struggled with their health in general. All three of us have a chronic illness and we were talking together and we really wanted to make that a bigger part of our reading, and because we all like reading classics, we decided that we wanted to read from women in history. Up until now we have read about the mother of the Brontes, Maria Bronte, which was Kate's pick. We have read Letters by Emily Dickinson, which was my pick, and maybe by the time I'll upload this we've already finished this. We're reading Elizabeth by J. Randy Taraborelli, which was Naomi's pick, and this is, as you can see, about Elizabeth Taylor. We are a bi-monthly book club and we pick one book every 2 months. We have a Voxer group in which you can chat while you're reading it, and all of us, or at least a few of us, will post a book review about the book that we have read, in which in the comments there can also be a little bit of a discussion. You can let us know if you've also posted a video or a blog post or an Instagram post, anything, and we can exchange our thoughts also in the Voxer group. So that is the first online Booktube book club I'm going to mention, which is one that I am a part of. Of course I'm going to mention it first, but this is the only non-fiction book club I'm going to mention. The other book clubs all read fiction, so let's just get into the other book clubs. One of the first book clubs I found on Booktube was the Dark Academics Book Club. This is hosted by 5 amazing booktubers that I'm sure you know. I absolutely adore watching all their videos, especially their reading vlogs, which they're all just so good at. Of course, I'm talking about Lucy from Crescent Pages, Carolyn from Carolyn Marie Reads, Mary from Mary Among Stories, Kiara from Kiara Foster, and Emma from Emmy. They focus on books with the dark academia vibe theme. They read classics, fantasy. I think they've read a contemporary as well. I joined them 2 times. I think when they read a classic, I usually join in if I can. The fantasy is not really for me, but I think if you join that book club, then there is a lot for you to find. Even though everything is a bit dark academia, the genres have quite a big variety. They do a live show every month, or maybe it is now bi-monthly. I'll leave it down here. They also have a Discord group in which you can chat about the book. It's a very engaging book club, and I think they're a big group of people who join it. So if you like dark academia, then I would definitely recommend that book club. Another book club I want to recommend is a very new one. I think they're now reading their 2nd book. That is a book club hosted by Anna from Read to Me at Midnight, and she hosts the book club together with one of her in real life friends. And together they do a live show every month after reading a book, and I think it's just so cool that someone who has a Booktube channel does a live show with an in real life friend. They are called the Briar Book Club. The books they have now read are historical fiction, contemporary, mainly by and about women. They have read Margaret Atwood for their first month, and I think it's a very low-key and chill book club, and I think it's a great way to get to know a few booktubers, to get to know some new friends, and I think a live show is really a nice way to have a lot of chats about the book, to really get involved. If that sounds good to you, then go check it out. Then another book club that I joined for a readathon very early in my booktube career. They did a week-long readathon with which I made one of my first vlogs. It has a special place in my heart. That is a Tea Leaves book club, which is also hosted by Mary from Mary Among Stories, who is also a host for the DA book club. Mary is amazing, by the way. Hilary, Sarah and Sophia are the co-hosts of the Tea Leaves book club, and I think they changed their book club a little bit. It is now a bi-monthly book club. They also do a live show. I think they also have a chat group, but I'll leave that in the description as well. And they mainly read new releases. As far as accessibility goes, I think this is one of the most accessible book clubs, because I think even if you're not a very big reader, even if you are not really sure what kind of books you like, if you are just kind of starting out with watching booktube videos or having a bookstagram or a Twitter about books, I think this is the perfect book club for you, because I think the books they pick are very accessible. I think a big group of people will enjoy those books. So if you're just starting out and want to explore a little bit, I would suggest that you join the Tea Leaves book club. I enjoy the occasional middle grade, and I especially enjoy if it's a little bit fantastical. I absolutely adore low fantasy middle grade. Think Pages & Co, think Nevermore. Do I have more examples? Peter Pan, maybe a little bit. Neil Gaiman, Coraline, The Graveyard Book, those kind of books. So two quite big booktubers, I think JD Ray Reads and How to Train Your Gavin, host a book club called Middle Grade Monthly, where they read a middle grade every month, as it says. They do a live show every month, which you can join, and I think it's a very chill, cozy vibe. There's a big group of people who all have a passion for middle grade. Both of them have read so many middle grades, they know what they're talking about, so the discussion is always really interesting. I think it's a great way to get to know what is going on in the world of middle grade, in the world of children's books. Jade and Gavin are the absolute perfect people to get yourself familiar with it or to get to know more about it. If you really enjoy middle grades, then you're going to feel very at home watching their live shows. And then I also want to mention a book club that reads literary fiction that is hosted by Kieran from KD Books. It's called the Booker Boy Book Club. Am I saying this right? I think so. If you know Kieran, you know that he reads a lot that is on the Booker list. He has just read all the books from the International Booker Prize. He makes very short, very intelligent reviews about that. If he has a playlist of all those reviews, I will link it down below, because it is so informative. I mean, he has very strong opinions about certain books, which I'm sure I won't always agree with him. I really get a sense, I think, whether or not I will like a book, whether or not a book is for me. I asked him if his announcement video is still up to date. He said it's not, but he very kindly sent me a DM on Instagram explaining what his book club is about. So it's for all the reading of the entire Booker and International Booker. In the gaps we primarily focus on novellas under 150 pages from backlist authors. Ooh, so they're reading short books, that's great. We're looking at non-Anglo authors as well, and we'll be doing Latin American authors in the upcoming months. I have been wanting to join him in this book club because I think it's a great way for me to stimulate myself to read more literary fiction, but I haven't been able to do so. Kieran has a Discord group, which I have not joined yet. If it's hosted by Kieran, I think there's a lot of space for you to think about a book, there's a lot of space for you to express your experiences. I think overall in Booktube there's not a lot of space for people who read a lot of literary fiction. If you are a literary fiction lover, then Kieran has created that space for you. I will leave the link to the Discord down below, and of course the link to Kieran's channel. The last thing I want to mention is more of a challenge than a book club, but something I'm very excited to join, and I hope they're going to keep on doing this in 2020, because it would be such an amazing reading goal for me. I'm not going to join quite yet because I want to read my physical TBR first before I start purchasing a lot of books, because I think this is the kind of reading challenge that will get you out of your comfort zone, that will get you into the bookshop and try to find that specific book. A book club that is hosted by a lot of different booktubers, and that is Invisible Cities. The goal is to read more books from around the world. What they do is they pick 3 countries every month, and you can pick one of those countries to read a book from, or you can pick all 3 if you're feeling very ambitious. I think some countries can be very difficult if you want to find a translation, but it's a challenge I think is awesome. I think it's awesome to not just read the books that are presented to you very often to Booktube, which are often books written in English from an American or British author. I read a lot from American and British authors, and I do want to read more. I want to read from more places around the world, and that can be difficult. So I think being part of a project like that can help you. It can help you first of all to think of what countries you want to read for, and secondly, it is very nice to get recommendations, especially if you do not speak the language of the country. You of course need a book that is translated, and if you want to diversify your reading in a way that you read from more places in the world, then I would absolutely recommend that you join this. I'm not entirely sure if they have a Discord group or that they do live shows. I don't think so. If they do, it's all in the description down below. So if I have missed your Booktube book club, let me know the name of your book club, and if I get a lot of responses like this, I might do another recommendations video about Booktube book clubs. I think there are also a lot of book clubs on Instagram and Twitter, but because I don't know what kind of social media you guys use, I'm just going to focus on book clubs you can join through YouTube. I hope that you have found at least one book club that you think you'll like. If you're part of any of these book clubs, please let me know down below and let me know your favorite book you've read through an online book club. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. Doei!